Hello dear friends, I'm Janine, and the theme of this video is returning to innocence. The practice of living from innocence originated from an instruction I received from my higher self whilst out walking one day. The prompt was particularly targeting a close relationship that is rather challenging to help me relate and respond more appropriately, as well as in my life in general. Before I talk any further, I would like to share this poem I wrote on how I'm returning to innocence. I'm returning to innocence, where I allow everything to be, practicing surrendering the strategies and narratives the mind offers so habitually, to experience all that arises just as they appear, without the filters that have me blind. To move beyond the boundaries of limiting beliefs and stories that keep me small and confined. Being in this state of openness, nothing is resisted or rejected. No matter what presents itself, it's all included and accepted. Constantly dropping the need to know in favour of being open to miracles and surprise. The gifts, the treasures often veiled in adverse and challenging disguise, giving rise to unpredictability and playfulness of soul, relinquishing the seriousness of needing to be someone special or the necessity of playing a particular role. So whether life is calm or chaotic, in my reality, I'm learning to live in flow and peace in the midst of this world's polarity. So as this poem states, returning to innocence is about no longer giving attention to the suggestions of the mind that is always interpreting, assuming, comparing, judging, creating stories that are more often than not further from the truth, often stemming from conditioning, past experience, traumas, and so taint the direct experience, causing us to want to fix, change, reject, complain, control to our own ends. This all brings suffering, a sense of disempowerment, unworthiness, lack, dissatisfaction, and dependent on experiences working out in our favour, which more often than not, they don't. Living from innocence requires us to surrender control on how things should be, or want them to be, to meet our egoic agendas, and instead be willing to meet each experience just as it is, in presence or emptiness, like a young child would do. Innocence is the essence of our true nature, that embraces all experience unconditionally, void of expectations and demands. Coming from this stance, we don't take things personally. For example, I often experience angry outbursts from a family member due to not meeting their expectations. At one time I would have taken this to heart and react in defense and retaliation. However, since surrendering to the direct experience and disengaging with the feelings and thoughts that arise by meeting it all in neutrality, openness and curiosity, it enables me to remain calm and at ease. There is even a freedom experienced within the midst of what is happening. This little snowdrop, one of my favourite flowers, to me symbolises innocence, with its delicate white flower head, simple and unassuming. White also is associated with innocence. As you can see, the snowdrop has emerged outside the metal boundary surrounding the garden. A wonderful analogy for innocence, in that it is expansive and free from any boundaries or restrictions, often imposed by the mind that tends to compartmentalize everything. I would go as far as to say nature in general is the epitome of innocence, because what you see is what you get. It has no agendas to control or manipulate, so there is a flow and grace experienced when we immerse in it that instills peace and calm. Innocence is always fresh and represents a beginning, a clean slate. It invites us to live more authentically, regardless of what has or is occurring in our life. Thus we can respond from an empowered stance, one which is rooted in truth and integrity. We can take life less seriously, giving us the capacity to be more playful, light-hearted, adaptable and flexible to meet the dualistic and ever-changeful external world. Well, dear friends, I hope what I have shared here with you today has been of some value to you. Send you so much love. Until next time, bye for now.